and welcome to Grand Valley State University. My name is Joel Schick, and I'm the Vice President of the Seidman College of Business Alumni Association. Before we begin our program this morning, I would like to acknowledge President Tom Haas, who is here today. On behalf of the university, I would like to thank you for attending our event today. We will be celebrating the successes of several West Michigan small businesses that were recently named to the Michigan 50 Companies to Watch program. We also have the pleasure today of listening to Birgit Klohs, the President and CEO of The Right Place, share her strategy on advancing the West Michigan economy. At this time, it's my privilege and honor to invite to the stage Carol Lepucki, the State Director of the Michigan Network of Small Business and Technology Development Centers. She has held this position for the last 11 years, and I'm happy to say that this program that she heads is located here at Grand Valley. Carol?
Good morning to you. It's a pleasure to be here. And I would like to ask, please, the Dean of the Seidman College of Business, H. James Williams, and Dante Villarreal, who's the Regional Director in West Michigan for the SBTDC. There'll be a quiz to see if all of you can roll that off your lips by the end of this. SBTDC, Small Business and Technology Development Center. I would very much, I have the honor today of now asking as well all of our award recipients to please come up on stage. We'll help you get organized in 2 rows. If you'd step up here, please. The SBTDC has the opportunity to be the managing partner, and inside your handbook there, you'll see an explanation of all the acronyms that you'll hear as we're rolling this out. This is actually a partnership between the Michigan SBTDC, the SBA, the Small Business Administration, the Edward Lowe Foundation, and the Small Business Association of Michigan. So it's a partnership that recognizes companies, and about 20% of the awardees are from West Michigan this year. So we're very, very excited to move forward with this piece. We're going to begin and give these awards, and I'll give you just a snapshot. First, I would like to ask Kiro RX, who is a recipient of 2 awards, to step forward. 2012 Michigan Small Business and Technology Development Center West Michigan Region Small Business of the Year, and also a 50 Companies to Watch recognized by the Edward Lowe Foundation. They launched just 2 years ago. They provide pharmaceutical care for long-term facilities. They've grown exponentially and employ 19 people in Grand Rapids area. This company continues to have strong growth and forecasts of revenue increase of 30% in 2012. Congratulations. Preuss Manufacturing, 2 awards as well. The 2012 MEDC's Urban Small Business and Entrepreneurship Award and the Michigan 50 Companies to Watch Award. This, my friends, we all know is a 93-year-old, 3rd-generation family business. Preuss Manufacturing has evolved to being a full-service manufacturer of stampings, metal fabrications, and assemblies. In a little over 2 years, Preuss has done an unbelievable recovery from a downturn where it went from 66 down to 33 employees, and it now currently employs 84 people. Congratulations. Stan Pruski, close to heart for the SBTDC, is recognized statewide as the 2012 Small Business Counselor of the Year. Many of these businesses up here were assisted by Stan, who is a growth group specialist with the SBTDC. He works tirelessly with what you'll now hear termed second stage businesses to help them grow. His uncommon combination of both technical and interpersonal skills help him to successfully assess, plan, and implement new business strategies, as well as cultural and organizational changes working in concert with companies. Congratulations. John Loughrey, 2012 SBA, Small Business Administration Small Business Person of the Year. John Loughrey has been in the office technology business for 36 years and worked closely with every major manufacturer to develop programs for dealers nationwide. Under his leadership, Applied Imaging has received more than 50 sales, achievement, and service excellence awards. Congratulations. Unable to attend, but we'll certainly tell him that he get a loud cheer. Axios Incorporated, Michigan 50 companies to watch. Axios provides job placement, training services, and employee benefit offerings. By adopting Lean Sigma principles in human resource management, Axios has remained competitive and become more profitable, reaching the highest customer satisfaction rates in its history. Congratulations. Criterion, Michigan 50 Companies to Watch awardee. A designer and manufacturer of automation equipment, Criterion specializes in programmable motion technology used in cutting machines, measurement machines, and most recently, robotic parking systems. Most notably, Criterion designed an automated underground parking garage for the UCLA Medical Center. Congratulations. Crystal Clean Auto Detailing, LLC, a Michigan 50 companies to watch. Crystal Clean Auto Detailing provides a wide range of services ranging from dent and paint repair to odor removal. The company leased a 60,000 square foot building and launched a heated storage business for cars, boats, RVs, and other vehicles, which has helped fuel the company's very impressive growth. Congratulations. DeWise Manufacturing, Inc., Michigan 50 companies to watch. DeWise Manufacturing offers machining, stamping, powder coating, product and assembly, and international sourcing. The company has become a showcase for the implementation of lean manufacturing techniques and is preparing for future growth through workforce development and through training programs. Congratulations. Dynamic Captioning Llc, Michigan 50 companies to watch. Dynamic Captioning serves the hearing impaired community with both real-time and offline captioning services. The company developed a more efficient way to provide offline captioning, and with the increase of Spanish language programming, appreciative, the company has positioned itself for the expected growth in the Spanish offline captioning market. Congratulations. Lauren Industries, Michigan 50 companies to watch. A third-generation family-owned business, Lauren is a global provider of aluminum finishing solutions. Armed with its revolutionary technologies, its products can be found in numerous large products ranging from the exterior skin of the Louisiana Superdome to a national monument in South Korea's Jeonnam Expo Park. Congratulations. MedBio, Inc., Michigan 50 companies to watch. A contract manufacturer, MedBio specializes in injection molding, assembly, and packaging for medical and biotechnology companies. Over the past 2 years, MedBio has achieved annual revenue increase of 30% with a 19% increase expected this year. Congratulations. Optimal Solutions, Inc., Michigan 50 companies to watch. A provider of software and systems engineering services, Optimal Solutions serves both the education and healthcare markets. The company developed Ividian Healthcare, which enables patients to watch videos related to their condition. Already deployed in Michigan, the system is expected to attain high growth in both national and international healthcare markets. Congratulations. WaterSolve, LLC, a Michigan 50 companies to watch. A provider of dewatering products and services, WaterSolve removes solids from a wide variety of water and wastewater systems. WaterSolve helped pioneer a new technology for dewatering, and in 2011 launched a new innovation, an automated mobile chemical treatment system for large remote projects. Congratulations. And our final recognized Michigan 50 companies to watch, Worksited. Worksited provides enterprise-level IT services to small and mid-sized businesses. The company made 2 acquisitions which have contributed to a 36% growth in annual revenue over the last 3 years and will contribute to a projected 29% increase this year. Congratulations. I would ask that you take a minute and think about what we just looked at. And if you would understand that over half of the awardees in the companies to watch in the 1,000-person event in Lansing just 5 nights ago, half of them were manufacturers. Very exciting to see because the recognition is for growing businesses, companies showing exponential capital increase sales and hiring people. So congratulations to all of our awardees, please. Thank you. Photos taken. If our guests could step down and retake your seats. The SBTDC has been honored to be a part of managing this on behalf of GVSU. It's great to see so many Seidman friends here in the audience. I have 2 honors this morning. I had the honor, first of all, of being a part of introducing at least all these wonderful companies growing in Michigan. My second honor today is recognizing Birgit Klohs. They asked me to do, first of all, an introduction, and I can't say it's an introduction because over half of this room personally know Birgit, and the others know her from afar. So this is a welcome, not an introduction. Birgit is part of the GVSU family. We may know her, we may know of her. You can scroll the web. You can find her in articles in Forbes. You can see her in the Business Week. You can go on links now and see her doing many CBS interviews. Or you can bring it back home. You can bring it back home, and whether it's My Biz, whether it's a Grand Rapids Business Journal, whether it's a Grand Rapids Press, Birgit's name is there. She's been with the Right Place as the CEO and president since 1987. I'd like you to pause again and think for a moment what that means in terms of longevity of seeing the economy of our city, our region, our state, and our nation. I would like to think that Birgit's been buckled up on that roller coaster because we've certainly seen a roller coaster in our economy locally, regionally, statewide, and now nationally of exponential element. She's been buckled up tight, understanding where we've been. She understands where we are, and she always has that telescope on looking into our future. I need to say to you that I have 2 opportunities beyond just being here rooted in Grand Rapids at Grand Valley State University. I have offices all over Michigan, and I'm partnered with all sorts of universities and economic development offices. So I have the opportunity to hear what people say about Grand Rapids and West Michigan, and we're on the map. I also, as state director of the SBTDC, have a counterpart in every state across the union, and so I can say to you easily that there's a buzz out there about Michigan. There's a buzz out there about West Michigan, and people know where Grand Rapids is. There are a lot of words to describe Birgit, and I made the lists that are closest to my soul. She has commitment. She has strength, she has leadership, and she has vision. I saw the mayor here. He'll agree with me. She has a passion for this city, a passion for this region, and she has a passion for moving Michigan forward. This is not an introduction. This is a hearty welcome for our good colleague and friend, Birgit Klohs.
Thanks, kiddo. Thank you very much, Carol, and thank you for having me again this morning. It's always an honor to be part of this particular morning and honoring the people we did this morning because it's all about you. You're the stars of this show. I'm just the speaker this morning. Congratulations to every last one of you, from the 93-year-old company to the young startup. You're all risk takers. You're all taking your companies to new heights, and you really are the mirror and the reflection of what this community and this region are all about. Because it's your diversity, your risk-taking, your hard work that's driving this region forward. And Carol and I and others in the room, we really are here to help you continue on that journey. So it's all about you this morning, and we are so proud that you represented West Michigan in the Best to Watch last week. Thanks very much. I also want to thank Carol Lepacki, who has been a partner with the Right Place in Economic Development Matters for her tenure with the West Michigan, with the Small Business Development Technical Centers. And Stan Pruski and I go back a couple of years too, longer than actually you want to remember, right? This morning I want to just put this into some perspective and then talk about where we at the Right Place, feet on the ground, are working hard on a variety of subjects, and where we also see up the opportunities as well as some of the challenges to continue on that trajectory that Carol mentioned. A month ago, you had the privilege and honor and pleasure of listening to my colleague and friend, Doug Rothwell. Doug and I go back to his days as the MEDC director, and that's a few years now. But the business leaders from Michigan are really setting an incredible strategy and doing incredibly hard work about taking Michigan and looking at our strengths, our weaknesses, and really creating a vision of what Michigan can be again going forward. The Right Place does this on a much smaller scale at the regional and the local level, but we're the feet on the ground who actually have to take those strategies and then translate them into actionable strategies and actionable tactics. Because we get judged by our board and our investors and many who are in this room by how many jobs, how much investment, how much new payroll, and how many companies have you helped. So when we sit down as a team with our board and our staff, we look at, okay, here's what business leaders from Michigan are thinking. Here's what's the reality on the ground in West Michigan. How do we take what they are saying to us and then make it into actionable items? And that's really what I want to talk about this morning are some of the actionable items. And if you look at our companies this morning, where can we grow next? But what I'd like to do is just give you a quick snapshot of where we are today. First of all, in spite of the outmigration from Michigan into other states over the last 10 years, West Michigan has bucked that trend. So if you look at those numbers up there, our population is actually up 4.5%. Our unemployment has been declining. We are below the national average right now at 7.2%. 5%, by the way, is full employment. So we're inching down there. We've dropped over 2%. But most importantly, our gross regional product is $46.5 billion. $46.5 billion. That's the number. So part of that is, not part of it, but all of it is what's represented here this morning. You heard a wide variety of companies, and it's the diversity of West Michigan, the diversity of our business base that has got us through the last horrible, horrible years that for starting in 07, 08, 09. And it's because of that diversity that we have weathered that storm better than other parts of the state and indeed other parts of the country. So if that's the case, and we have weathered the storm, where do we grow from here? And so let me just talk about 4 areas where we see from our feet on the ground, talking to companies, keeping our eyes and ears open, where do we see this going in the future? The first opportunity that we see is around food processing and agriculture. You may or may not know this, but Michigan has the second most agriculturally diverse base outside of California. West Michigan, of course, is a big fruit belt, and we have incredible success in the last few years with our food processing companies. If you look at our farms, we have over 8,000 farms with 1 million square feet in farming. And we have an annual income of our food processors of almost $600 million. And the farming industry alone contributes more than $2 billion to our local and regional economy. And most importantly, to make all that happen, We sit in the middle of the second largest body of fresh water. And I have said this to you before, I say it in almost every speech, water is more critical than oil, okay? Water is life. And to sit in this basin of the Great Lakes in 20% of the world's fresh water is an incredible plus for our future, from the farms to the food processors to manufacturing to recreation to tourism. You can string this a long way. So over the last 3 years alone, Right Place has worked with companies like Festida Foods. It's a small business. It's one of those second stage companies that's growing from 40 employees to over 70 employees with a new plant in Grand Rapids. We have worked with ConAgra. They invested $74 million in a plant in Kentwood. We have worked with Gordon Food Service on their $50 million new headquarters in Wyoming. Could have gone someplace else, but brought 200 jobs. From Canada, we have worked with Michigan turkey processors, and on and on and on. Those companies are contributing in income almost $600 million a year to the local economy. And we see that particular industry from grower through our farm markets all the way to the processor continuing to grow. It's part of Governor Snyder's strategy, for sure. Rural and agricultural development has become one of his key strategies, including the exports of agricultural products. We are part of a regional strategy with not just 7 counties, but 13 counties altogether, and I'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. And on May 23rd, we're holding a food processing summit in collaboration with the Department of Agriculture just up the street here at the Pinnacle Center to bring growers as well as processors together and see where they see the opportunities as well as the obstacles to continue the food processing industry growing in West Michigan. We are also working with that other university that has a green color, because Michigan State, of course, because they are one of the largest agricultural schools in the country with an incredible research base that we want to take advantage of to bring their research to our farmers as well as our food processors, so that you really bring together the grower, the R&D, and eventually the companies that can turn the food into what you and I consume in the market. I think it also has an environmental impact in that if you can grow it in West Michigan, process it in West Michigan, and sell it at Meyer, you're saving gas, it's better for the environment, the food comes to your table much fresher, it's buying local. You know, it plays on a whole lot of different issues that really come together when you're looking at this particular industry. We see a lot of potential in the food processing industry and we all have to eat over the next decade or so. The next one is the life sciences, and what do I have to say? Does anybody in this room remember what Michigan Hill looked like 16 years ago? I mean, I'm not just kidding. I ask you, what did it look like? You had Butterworth and a bunch of semi-old office buildings, right? And then along came the Van Andel Research Institute, and we all scratched our heads and said, what does that mean? And today you have the second largest industry in the region, and that's the life sciences. It's made up of over 46,000 jobs today. And what we really, if you think about it, what makes up a cluster, and particularly our life sciences cluster, is very interesting. You have research and development at the Van Andel Institute. You have education, i.e. MSU and GVSU, and now also Ferris. You have a growing pharma industry in Perigo. You have some of the best world-class healthcare between Medical Mile and south of Medical Mile at St. Mary's. And you have a growing medical device cluster that is actually being represented here this morning by MedBio. But Michigan, West Michigan, I should say, has the largest medical device cluster in the state of Michigan. We have more companies that employ more people than anywhere in the state. So you really have the makings of an incredible industry. It's like I said, number 2, and its gross domestic product is over $4.4 billion, only second to manufacturing. So when you look at what's happening on the Hill and down the hill, the richness of it is really in the collaboration. Now, all of us in this room take West Michigan and how we work together, whether it's Carol and I, or Grand Valley and MSU, or VAI and Spectrum. We all take that kind of for granted, that it just sort of magically happens. But I will tell you, there is a secret sauce. We had a group yesterday that some of you here might have participated in, and they came from Indiana University. And they looked at how we got Michigan State to locate here with their medical school. But they were really interested in the whole, what I just described, education, working with Michigan State, working with VAI, working with Spectrum Health, and working with St. Mary's. And so you explain this, but they keep scratching their heads and said, but where were people not happy with this? And Rick Breon and I made an early presentation to them, and we're like, we really kind of decided this is what needed to happen after the Van Andel Institute came along, and we did it. And GVSU was an early joiner on the Hill with the Cook DeVos Center for the Health Sciences. We decided we needed a medical school. We kind of decided that how we were going to do this. Okay, and here we are, 16 years later. There are over 10,000 people working on the Hill, and there are over 46,000 people working in this industry. I had a similar call from a group of consultants who are working on a potential life sciences cluster for Jackson, Mississippi. And their first question was, how much money did you get from the state of Michigan to make that happen? And I said, really, none. And so there was silence at the other end. I said, you have to understand this was a collaborative between 4 or 5 institutions to make something happen and to really bring a new industry. And that's really not replicable, if you will. I mean, you can build buildings, but you know what you do, and then the collaboration is really what is the secret sauce on the Hill. A number of other things that have come because of it, and that is the talent attraction. Whether it's a new professor at GVSU, whether it's Jack Lipton at MSU doing research into Parkinson's. VAI just brought a group of researchers from Sweden to Grand Rapids, Dr. Patrick Brunden. His wife is a researcher at MSU. And so the talent that is coming, that is global talent from over 20 countries on the Hill now, is really quite remarkable. Spectrum Health is bringing a pediatric heart surgeon from England. Pediatric heart surgeon to work at the DeVos Children's Hospital. Only to give you an example of the Hill and its ancillary and surrounding areas have really put us on a map, as Carol said, in the life sciences that 10 years ago, really none of us thought was possible. And so the potential there is, when somebody said to me a long time ago, well, what could that really be? I likened it to Grand Valley, when 51 years ago or so, there was a group of people who, in the middle of the farmland, started a university called Grand Valley State College with about 300 students. And today you have how many? 25,000 with the largest freshman class potentially starting this fall. And I looked at it this like Grand Valley, that what's happening on Medical Mile and beyond and its environs, that it can be exactly that, this incredible driver of a totally new industry. Carol already mentioned this, and that is manufacturing. Half of the companies that were honored today are manufacturers. And thank God, this region never gave up on them. Never. Whenever we talked about manufacturing, and the Manufacturers Council and Device Manufacturing is a new member, thank you, we'd love to have you. And in fact, Ron Williams, who now owns MedBauer, used to be one of the original founders of Manufacturers Council in '89. That council has stuck together for 23 years, pushing the idea that manufacturing and wealth creation and making something that can be exported is really, really critical to a region. Everybody was scratching their heads because we thought, well, we'll be the innovators, and when you innovate, and then we'll ship it somewhere else and have it made. Over the last year, Tim and I have probably have a stack of articles from Harvard Business Review to God knows what, saying, oh, We have to create wealth, and you create wealth when you make something, either a product or a service that leaves your community, that actually gets out, and when that money comes back, you create wealth. It supports the shoe store, which we could use more of, right, Carol? So, but seriously, no, I know Device is here, MedBio is here, I think ADAC Automotive is here. Those are the companies that are really, really, really critical, and they're innovators. This is not your grandma's Oldsmobile factory. These are highly innovative companies that require really talented people to make it happen. They contribute $12.3 billion to the regional gross regional product. They are still 27% of our gross regional product. They employ over almost 110,000 people and still represent 15% of our jobs. So about a year ago, I was invited to join the Clinton Global Initiative on Manufacturing in Chicago. There were 700 people from all over the world, and the former president led this whole issue through his foundation. And when I got the invitation, I'm scratching my head thinking, why would I get invited to this? The Brookings Institution, which did a big study for the business leaders from Michigan on metropolitan areas in Michigan, recommended that they invite the right place, and by extension West Michigan, to talk about our manufacturing sector and why we still have 2,500 manufacturers in 13 counties. I mean, this was sort of, and everybody asked me, I made a presentation to a room full of people, and they were all saying, oh, and the big thing was, the most interesting thing was that everybody said, well, if Germany did it, why can't we do it? And the Brookings people said, just go to West Michigan, it's around the corner, because they are still doing what you think we need to be doing again. And I'm so proud of these manufacturers, how they've innovated, turned themselves around, and really gotten through what is arguably the most horrible recession in manufacturing in 60 years. So we see still a lot of opportunity there. The smart ones that have survived stand on a three-legged stool. They have their manufacturing and their headquarters here. Many of them do business in China for the Chinese market as well as the European market. And when you think of companies like Cascade and AutoCam and Gentex, just think about all of those companies and what they're bringing in terms of jobs to this region, and they're good paying jobs. So we continue to be very, very pro smart manufacturing. And we believe that finally the country has caught on of what we have believed in for quite a long time, that manufacturing is still very critical. The fourth one is also near and dear to our heart, and that's entrepreneurship and innovation. And you saw entrepreneurs here today. The Grand Valley State University has a Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation. Right Place works very closely with Kevin Curran. This community, this whole region, really is built on entrepreneurship, from Amway to Meyer to the folks you see this morning. And we need to re-energize and re-engage around entrepreneurship and innovation. And as I said earlier, you can't think that we can do the innovation here and then ship it off somewhere else. It really needs to stay here, which is why when I always pushed manufacturing, it was, if you innovate something here, you need to prototype it here. That entrepreneur needs to have an infrastructure from venture capital to prototyping to design to engineering to talent to money to actually make the product here then. And so why would you then ship the manufacturing someplace else? So that you have the whole supply chain. Companies like Steelcase and Amway and Gentex and Cascade, they were all started by entrepreneurs. They grew large, and of course the dream is that there are more of them out there. And if you look out, I think we really need to have the infrastructure from the small business development technical centers to the venture capital to make that happen. But it also requires some change. A little bit of us have become risk averse, but when Rich and Jay started their businesses, they will tell you, and Rich will tell you even today at age 86, we failed about a bunch of times. But failure was acceptable. And if we don't make failure and risk-taking acceptable, this isn't going to work. So I am thrilled when Grid 70 was started for the whole collaboration around design. Rick DeVos's new venture on Start Garden is terrific because we have money at the other end. For those of you who know sort of the venture capital infrastructure, we really have money at this end, a little bit over here, and the valley of death, as we call it, and nothing at the front end. So if you have that thing on the back of a napkin that you designed at the Olive Garden last night, you have nowhere to go with that sometimes, except your own money, or as we call it, the 3 Fs, friends, families, and fools. And, you know, they may not be, they can be fooled some of the time, but not all of the time. So Start Garden was just this tremendous idea by a young, creative man here in town whose family also has the means, and his $15 million venture fund, I should say pre-seed fund, is a tremendous idea because it gives an entrepreneur with an idea that little bit of money at the front to figure out, is this really doable? And then to put around them an infrastructure, if you will, that says, Bonnie, that isn't going to work. And, or, gee, somebody's already doing this. Or Bonnie might say, I don't want to really make it, but we can connect somebody who can. So I think it's not just the money, the early stage money, but it's also the infrastructure where you can help that individual get the idea vetted, see if it would work, and then what are the next steps. And then they'll go to Carol and get a business plan and a venture capitalist who can finance the next step. And so I think over the last 5 or 6 years, the infrastructure for innovators and entrepreneurs has become much stronger in West Michigan. We had pieces of it, but we're filling in the blanks. So we have, in my opinion, tremendous, not just in my opinion, in the opinion of the region and my board and others in the life sciences, in smart manufacturing, in innovation and entrepreneurship, and in our food processing industry. But there are also some new initiatives that we've gotten involved in, and that's called regional collaboration. Now, as Carol said, I've been here since '87, and we always talk about regional collaboration, but it's easier said than done. But a year ago, the governor and the Michigan Economic Development Corporation sort of forced our hand. And what you see on the right, the state of Michigan, the MEDC, another one of those acronyms, the Michigan Economic Development Corporation, has actually said to the 83 counties, we cannot serve each one of you properly, okay? So, because many of you are rural, and that's great, and we have a rural strategy, but how about you connect yourself to a larger economic development organization? And so what you see there in Region 4 is our new region. This is it. This is the new West Michigan, okay? Because this is how the state now looks at us. And we partnered, the Right Place Partners, with Lakeshore Advantage, our friends in Holland, and we have collaborated now and created a 13-county West Michigan Economic Development Collaborative. It goes from Allegan all the way to Ludington. Each one of those counties has a small economic development organization, but they don't have, in a lot of cases, the resources that a Right Place or a Lakeshore Advantage does. If you look at this area, this is really all the counties. The 3 yellow ones, we already have special relationships with. We actually have contracts with Newaygo and Ionia with the Right Place to deliver economic development services in those counties. The rest of them, it is a confederation of like-minded people who believe that we can drive this region forward better together. Dr. Haas, participated in a visit of a site consultant about 3 weeks ago. And site consultants are those lovely people who handle about 60% of all new locations today. So we invite them to come to our region and visit and learn about West Michigan and not just have an image that is negative, if you will, and predicated on old perceptions that are hard to change. And the first thing out of his mouth is when we're looking for a company, we look at the entire region first. So we don't look at Cascade Township or Hudsonville or Holland or Ionia. We take a look at the region it's labor shed, it's logistics, it's employment, it's educational facilities, all of that first. And then we start narrowing it down, and it's a process of elimination. So those 13 counties now, when the right place goes on a trade mission, like we did with the governor in March, we represent those 13 counties and say, this is what we have to offer you, a new potential company. And that is a very bigger, much bigger story than just saying this is Kent County. It's a terrific story because each one of these counties brings something different to the party. From an educational standpoint, from a labor force standpoint, from an availability of land standpoint, and we have become, in a relatively short period of time, a very, very close-knit group that trust each other, we help each other out, and I think that's really critical for driving the region forward, particularly around the industries I just talked about, because they're global. And when you are competing today for a new location, not just an expansion, but a new location, we competed with Costa Rica most recently, we've competed with Shanghai, we've competed with Ireland. When I say we, I mean the region. So how do we win? We win if we have a larger footprint that we can represent, that we can present to people. One outgrowth of all of that is something called the Next Michigan Initiative, and we are the last ones in. There are only 5 in the state, and it's something we have to apply for with the state of Michigan. We took Kent and Muskegon counties and 7 communities to create what's called the Next Michigan Development Corporation, and it has to be around sites that are served by more than one piece of infrastructure. So it could be an airport and rail, it could be an airport and a port, it could be an airport and I-96, but it has to be served by multitudes of infrastructure. So that's really the first concrete step on the road to making this the region. But this is your new region. So while I'm a very positive person, and in economic development in Michigan, you better be positive, we also do have a couple of challenges. And one of them is the skills gap. And it is talked about, MedBio made a presentation to 140 Right Place investors last Wednesday, and they talked about it. Rick Breon is telling us that he needs to bring talent in. And I know we're sitting obviously in a university that is training people as fast as they can, but our companies are still telling us we have skills gaps. And it is from a GED to a PhD. It spans really the whole spectrum. I see John DeWeiss nodding his head. I see the MedBio folks nodding their heads. Everybody is nodding their heads because we have basically, in a lot of ways, said everybody needs to go to college, which is good, and we do want to up the college graduation rate, but there are really good jobs in technical fields, from tool and die maker to welder to CNC operator, and so we have this gap from one end to the other. I see somebody smiling and probably agreeing. So there are 70,000 jobs going begging in Michigan today. If we could fill those, we would lower our unemployment rate more than 1%. The other thing that people don't realize, while we have increased our graduation rate, we graduate liberal arts majors on a rate of 3 to 1. So we don't graduate enough engineers, we don't graduate enough IT engineers, we don't graduate enough people with technical degrees. And I think we need to change that. When I was traveling with Governor Snyder, this came up all the time, and this came up as well. This was very interesting. When you have states like Arizona and Alabama and 7 others who are trying to restrict immigration because of illegal immigration, we forget about legal immigration. And in the 10 years, 20 years, since 1990, we've had 1 million legal immigrants to this country. I am a legal immigrant to this country. There are a few in the room. They're highly educated. You want to keep them. That British heart surgeon is okay by me. The Swedish Alzheimer's researcher is fine by me. So we need to figure out how to separate the legal from the illegal immigrant issue. And Governor Schneider, when asked by a couple of large German companies, what about immigration and what about visas, he said, I am the most pro-immigration governor in the country. The governor of Alabama was told by a very unhappy Daimler, we don't like your immigration policies. So 52% of all startups in Silicon Valley came from immigrants, and 50% of all PhDs working in this country are foreign-born. That's because we don't graduate enough of our own, number one. And number two, they want to be here. And who cares? It's all about gray matter, isn't it? So I really do believe that we need to do something about that. We have nearly 100 foreign companies in 7 counties, and more are coming. And they bring some talent with them, and that's okay. But it shouldn't take 2 years to get a visa to have that talent join us. Because once that talent is here, they also hire local talent. I think at last count, our foreign-owned companies employ nearly 10,000 people. That's okay. And so think about that when the immigration debate starts raging again. The other thing that is critical is infrastructure. And we don't have very good infrastructure in Michigan. Gotta want to be here, okay? Gotta want to be here. Hard to get in and out of a peninsula. I'll reference the site consultant again that was with us 3 weeks ago. Outside of talent, which is his first question, what is your labor shed? What's your skill base? His number 2 question is, what's your logistics system? Roads, ports, airports, water, sewer, broadband. Once you get north of Nowego, it's dial-up service. So how do you expect to have an entrepreneur, somewhere west or east of Cadillac, start a business if you do dial-up? I can sit in the Negev desert and call you, but I can, and I did, but I cannot get a signal once I'm north of Cadillac or someplace. Pretty bad. We shouldn't be. That's not 21st century, is it? So we need money for that, though. We all want first-class infrastructure, and nobody wants to pay for it. If Michigan cannot raise its matching funds, then we will not get our money from the feds, and all of this will get even worse. There was a terrific article this weekend by Phil Power, Senator for Michigan, in the Grand Rapids Press, and it talked about a missed opportunity making Michigan the logistics hub for North America, both particularly with the connection to Canada. He mentioned jurisdictions, infighting, not enough political will, but if we can get our act together, we can become the gateway to Canada and the North American logistics hub, which would create a number of many, many jobs in Detroit, which needs them badly, and would cut our exports time to other countries via the St. Lawrence by 3 days. So when you think about infrastructure and you drive about those potholes, think about that somewhere along the line it has to be paid for, it has to be built, which creates jobs, and the money has to come from somewhere, and so that's us. We have to decide how we want to pay for it. Nobody likes taxes. I don't like them either, but let's see how we spend our money and where we spend our money and how smart do we spend our money. So I want to close by telling you there are no magic bullets. You know, the Hill is that overnight success that took 16 years. Think about it. I mean, it started in '96 with an idea, and today you have $1.5 billion of investment up there. And Grand Valley is building another building on the Hill, and you will, I'm sure, over time see that go further east. Michigan State bought the old Grand Rapids Press building. So that whole area is going to continue to grow, but it was a 16-year journey. And how fast did it go? So there are no silver bullets. It's our job, and with your help, to figure out what's going on in the world, what's going on in the country, where do we fit, and how do we take advantage of it? And that's really what we do at the right place. With that, I know I've run over. He's calling the hook, and I appreciate it very much. Thanks. Okay. I'm told we have 5 minutes for questions. you all want to go home. Yes?
Birgit, you talked about obstacles, and I talked about this. One of the obstacles I see as a failure in our state is K through 12. Our dropout rate is ridiculous, and how can we distinguish ourselves in turning that, not only turning that around, but showing the same kind of ingenuity that we have in manufacturing and medicine, et cetera. We have great colleges, we have great entrepreneurs, but we're really losing a whole sector of society that ultimately is becoming an expense item.
Terrific question. In fact, I would say it starts before K through 12. I think it starts at 0 to 5. Because if a child is not ready to go to school well prepared and for the first grade, by the second grade and third grade, if they cannot read, it's over. Indiana actually looks at their reading rate in the second grade to decide how many jails they build when the kids are 18. Because everything today is about reading, okay? And it's about readiness to go to school. So there is a great emphasis in the state now on 0 to 5, so that a child gets to school ready. Talent 2025. I don't know, did I see Fred Keller earlier? There he is. Thank you, Fred. Fred, of course, ever the entrepreneur and social entrepreneur, started Talent 2025. And I know that there is a group of local business leaders looking at just that question, correct? On how do we get to the dropout rate? How do we keep people in school? As I said earlier, dropping out is not an option anymore. In fact, today's company, whether it's Fred's or DeWise or whoever sits in this room today, expect a minimum of a high school diploma, preferably 2 years post-high school. And if you're dropping out, the graduation rate for this year's Grand Rapids public schools is only 47%. And those other 53%, what are we going to do with them? I don't have an answer. All I know is that if this country and this state don't really get a hold of this, yeah, they become an expense and it costs $40,000 to keep someone in jail. Would we rather pay the money? This is a question. This is a question to us as a society. Would we rather subsidize better schools or jails? $40,000 a year is an education at Harvard. It doesn't cost that much to send a child to school. So we have to really, as a community, as a region, as a state, as a country, wrap our head around where do we want to really invest? Because it is an investment. You can invest early and have a return. Because I hate to use human beings as though it's a piece of, as though it's a product. But it's no different that if Fred gets bad plastic and then starts making his products, and half of it is he has to recycle or throw away. This is no different. There are a lot of different issues. There are a lot of different efforts going on, but now the state of Michigan is lowering its standards and saying one child left behind standards aren't going to be. We would like to not have to be there until 20-something. So we're lowering. This doesn't work. Mike, I don't really have an answer except that I know that people like Fred and others, including at the state level, are looking at how do we really do this. But the underlying thing, though, that we also need to get at is the social aspect. If a child at any age goes to school hungry, how can you learn? How can you learn? And that's just not a good start. So we have to look at it holistically, I think. That's not I know that's not a good answer because it's not a, here's the steps answer. But I think Fred in 2025 have made a very good start in at least looking at our infrastructure here. Other questions? Yes?
We talk about reading, writing, and written things in 3 R's. Can you throw forth one? Regulation.
Oh, you mean, well, that's a very good one, and obviously business regulation is a huge burden on business. The governor is committed to eliminating it, and the last time we spoke, they have already eliminated several hundred. They are literally going through the books of saying, you know, this is something that's 50 years old, why are we still doing this? It's not happening at the federal level, I can tell you. They keep labeling them on. I talked about the food processing industry. We met with some food processors recently, and in fact, at the federal level, they want to increase regulation of food processing at a, you know, we always overreact. You have something happen over here, and then you go way overboard to fix it, and then the fix is worse than the problem. So one of the things that we're doing around food processing is bringing together growers, processors, etc. in July to say, okay, where are really the barriers? What do we have to do? In Michigan, I'm actually quite encouraged because Snyder is really, really, really committed to eliminating unnecessary and stupid regulations that hamper your doing business. No question. No question. And it's money. I mean, it shouldn't take us 90 days to get a permit for something that should take 30, for instance. Totally agree. Yeah. Wow. No, yes, Lou.
Yeah, for you a little bit into the political realm here.
Oh, thank you.
You mentioned the logistics of it.
Yeah.
How does the new bridge Canada fit in that equation?
Oh, my favorite subject. And I'm serious. I really am. Is of course talking about, Lou Moran, of course, is talking about the new international trade crossing. I think many organizations around the state have supported it. We worked very closely with, in fact, Lieutenant Governor was here last summer along with Roy Gordon, the Consul General from Canada. It is Canada's biggest infrastructure project. It really is a bridge that is not going to cost Michigan anything, no matter what you read or hear on television. We have one 84-year-old bridge, and I know my 84-year-old mother isn't as agile as she used to be. I think that goes for bridges. We have a tunnel that cannot handle double-decked rail cars, meaning we have to take twice as many rail cars to the tunnel as would be possible if we had a tunnel that was double-decked. As I already mentioned earlier, we could be the North American logistic hub. If we don't build the bridge, New York will do it for us. Thank you very much. The waiting times at the current bridge are, with the industry, and particularly the auto industry being back, are 5 hours or more. That's an awful lot of fuel, and more importantly, an awful lot of time, regardless of what you hear, because a lot of our parts are coming from Michigan to Ontario, which has as many auto plants as we do, if not more. If you can ship through a new bridge to the port of Halifax, which actually has capacity, you can get to Europe and elsewhere and save 3 days in shipping. That's a lot of time when you're exporting and we want to export. The new bridge to me is a no-brainer. I don't understand why we haven't started. We've listened to both the Lieutenant Governor and the Congen, and really we will not get a second bridge parallel to the current one. It will be pouring straight into the University of Windsor. How would you like to have a bridge pouring into this campus every day with semi-trucks? Think about it. That's exactly what would happen if we were to cross the Grand with a bridge of that nature, and it would go through this campus. And that's what would be happening. 84 years ago, there was nothing there, but today there's a university on the other side. There are 16 traffic lights to get to the freeway, the main freeway into Canada. If you build it where you can build it now, you go right from 75 onto their highway and off you go. It should be, we need it. If we miss the opportunity, particularly for the state as a whole, but also for Southeast Michigan, you have a terrific airport now in the Detroit area, one of the best, the fourth best in the country. You have a port. You can get through the St. Lawrence. You have all the ingredients But we need a bridge, and we also need that second tunnel so you can have double-deck rail cars with automobiles that go back and forth. Sometimes I don't understand why we can't see the opportunity in front of our eyes. So I know that there are companies in West Michigan that are already shipping around through New York. And that's traffic we lose, that's motel sales we lose, that's food sales we lose, that's all the stuff that goes along when the trucker stops and, buys stuff. The right place has come out for it. We just need to get it done. So encourage your legislators to be obviously for this and get it done. Thanks.
And as usual, we have a token of our appreciation for, well, it's interesting because I understand there's a clock in here, and I was told that it's time for us to stop giving you Seidman garments. So thank you. And as we close, I'll ask you to mark your calendars for September 19th. John Russell, President and CEO of Consumers Energy, will deliver the Secchia Breakfast Lecture that morning. I also, on behalf of President Haas, Provost Davis, faculty, staff, students of Grand Valley State University, our Seidman College of Business, our Alumni Association, and we can't forget this morning, our Small Business and Technology Development Center. We'd like to extend our congratulations, to the 50 to watch. Yes. We thank them for leading the way to a better and brighter West Michigan and Michigan. But I'd also like to thank Birgit for sharing her words of wisdom and insight. Thanks, Birgit. And finally, and most importantly, we want to thank you again for supporting Grand Valley State University and the Seidman College of Business. We really appreciate that you're here and that we know we can count on you for your support, and we want to make sure that we're providing that kind of support for this community long into the future. So thank you, have a good day, have a good summer, and we'll see you at the end of the summer. Thank you.